Hello there, I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to this channel. This video is the part 2 of the step-by-step guide of getting a US teacher license through Moreland University. So if you haven't watched the part 1 yet, I would advise you pause this video, you go watch the part 1, and then you come back and then watch this video. If this is the first time you are watching me, my name is David Wilson. Most of my friends call me Achabu. Scientifically, you can call me tetranicotinamide dinucleotide triacid acid. I've been teaching for the past 13 years in Ghana, Vietnam, and currently in Indonesia. I got a US teacher license through the Washington, D.C., that is the District of Columbia area. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about the requirements for applying for this US teacher license, where to get this requirements, and how to apply for the DC teacher credential. I'll be doing most of the talking behind my computer screen. So let's get started. This is the website of the Office of the State Superintendent of Education in the District of Columbia, that is the DC area of the US. This is where I got my US teacher license from. And as you can see on the screen, you can see they have different teacher credentials. I got the standard teacher credential. So let's quickly click on the standard teacher credential and see the requirements. So if you click on the standard teacher credentials, there are many options. I used option 1. So let me quickly go through the requirements for getting a standard teacher credential from the DC area using option 1. So the first requirement is you need to have completed an approved teacher certification program in the proper subject area. So your approved teacher certification program will be Moreland University. So this is where Moreland University comes in handy. If you've not watched my video on Moreland University, you can quickly go watch it before you can continue this video. But you need an approved teacher preparation or teacher certification program in the proper subject area. There are many subject areas where you can get a DC standard teaching credential. So if you look at this document, you see the different subject areas. So I got general science teacher credential. So I will tell you about this later, but let's quickly look at the other requirements. You need to meet a criminal history background requirements. So you would have to do a US FBI character check. So for the second requirement, that is the criminal history background requirement, you need to do an FBI fingerprint check to be sent to the US FBI headquarters. And I will leave the relevant links in the video description below so you know where to go. So this is the link I used. Again, I will leave this in the video description below. When you click on this link, it will show you how you can get your identity history summary check from the FBI. So when you follow these steps, the steps are very simple and straightforward. You start by entering your email, and then you choose your preference. Your preference is the institution that you would want your results to be sent to. I chose Moreland University, and I also chose the DC area, and then I chose my email too. So they'll send a soft copy of the results to my email, and then also they sent a copy to the DC Office Superintendent of Education office. I mean, that is the Office of the State Superintendent of Education. A copy was sent to their office, and then I also had a copy to be uploaded in a website where I'll be showing you very soon. So that is the result of your FBI background check. The most important thing here is how to get your fingerprints done. Some people use their nearest police stations to do their fingerprints, but I did this in Vietnam, and I did it with the International Organization for Migration office in the UN system. So wherever you are, just click or type the UN in, let's say, Jakarta, the UN in Vietnam. So I'm sure you get a website telling you details about the UN office in that city. And then when you go to the office, you look for their IOM, that is the International Organization for Migration office. So here currently you can see the IOM UN migration in Indonesia. So if I'm to do my FBI fingerprints, I would just contact them, because again, like I told you, like I said, I did my fingerprints in Vietnam, and I went to the IOM office in Vietnam, and there was an officer in the office who got my fingerprints done. They put it in a special envelope, and then it was shipped to the US FBI headquarters. So if I were to do this in Indonesia, I will contact these people and then tell them this is what I want to do. So when is it appropriate for me to come to their office to get my fingerprints done, and then how much does it cost? I'm very sure when you send an email, you'll be responded to. So after you do the fingerprints, you ship or you post it through DHL or whatever fast transport means you have to this address on your screen. And once you do that, this can be done later, but the other steps, again, they are simply straightforward. So you pay online using, I use a debit card to pay online. You can review, and then once you send the request, they will give you a confirmation. You print out the confirmation, and then your FBI fingerprints, you add it to the FBI fingerprints you did at the IOM office, and then ship the two documents together to the FBI headquarters. If this is a little too much for you, this is a video, you can pause it, you watch it again, and I'm very sure you understand what to do. So the other steps of this process of getting your criminal background check is very straightforward. The bit complicated part is getting your fingerprint done. You can get it done through your nearest police station, or you can do it from the IOM office in the UN building in whatever city you find yourself. So I hope this helps. The next requirement is to hold at least a completed bachelor's degree. And if you are someone who didn't school in the US, you would have to get your degree and transcript evaluated. I did my evaluation with World Education Services, WES. So like you can see on the screen. Again, I'll leave all the links in the video description below, and you know where to go for whatever requirements or documents you are looking for. So as you can see on the screen, I did my credential evaluation somewhere in 2002. I created the accounts in 2002, and I ordered for ICAP. Please take note of the kind of evaluation you need to do. You need to do a course by course evaluation, ICAP, and that is what you need. The report you will need you will need to apply for a US teacher license from the DC area. So you apply for ICAP from West, and you can use that to apply for a US teacher license from a DC area. What this does is that if after evaluation and your GPA from their evaluation is at least 3.0 out of 4, you'll be exempted from writing some core exams. I'll be talking about the exams very soon, but we have some core exams, that is the Praxis core exams in reading, writing, and mathematics. So if you have, or if after evaluation your GPA, if you have earned a 3.0 or higher grade point average on a 4.0 scale for a completed bachelor's degree, you'll be exempted from writing this Praxis core exams. After my evaluation, I had more than 3.0, so I didn't write the Praxis core exam. So you need to understand that you don't just have to get a completed bachelor's degree, but if you didn't school in the US, you need to get your bachelor's degree evaluated by an accredited evaluation body. And to save your time, I did my evaluation with WES, and I think you can do yours with them too. So that is about the completed bachelor's degree and credential evaluation. The next requirement is to have passing test scores in all the exams required for the subject area. So from the document I showed you earlier, there are so many subject areas where you can get a credential from the DC area. So I got a credential, a teaching license for general science grade 7 to 12. So let's look for general science. So for general science, grade 7 to 12, these are the tests you need to complete. You need to pass a pedagogical test, that is PLT, Principles of Learning and Teaching, for grade 7 and 12, and you need to get a passing score of at least 157 out of 200. and then you need to pass general science content knowledge exam. That is, you can pass any of these tests. That is test code 5435 or 5436. I did 5436, and the passing score is, I've forgotten which one I did. I'll show you very soon. But the passing score for each of them is written on the screen, like you can see here. So you need to pass this content, subject content knowledge test, and then the pedagogical test for the subject area. And again, if after evaluation of your bachelor's degree, if your GPA is less than 3.0, you will need to take the Praxis core exams of reading, writing, and mathematics. Again, after my evaluation, my GPA was above 3.0, so I didn't write this exams, this Praxis core exams. So instead of writing 5 exams, I wrote just 2 exams. And to write these exams, you need this website called the ETS website. So let me just click here. On this website, you'll be able to purchase the exams that you need to write to pass your test in order to apply for a DC standard teacher license. But if you look on the screen, you can see I have general science test. You can see I passed this. You can see my score is 170 out of 200. I passed principles of learning and teaching PLT grades 7 to 12 test, and I also passed that. You can see on the screen. But if you are going to write any test, you just click on the test code. So let's say I'm going to write PLT. I'll just write PLT, and you can see the test. So principles of learning and teaching PLT grades 7 to 12. So this is the test I wrote. So you click on add to cart, and then you provide details for your address and everything. So this is where you purchase your test. And I did the same thing for the general science subject knowledge test. But one thing I need to advise you on is I did the test online from home. So if you are registering for a PLT test from the ETS website, use a US address. I used the Moreland University address, and when you do that, you'll be allowed to take the Praxis test at home. So I used a Moreland University address when registering for the Praxis test for my PLT and for my general science exam, and I used the Moreland University address in the US, and this allowed me to take the tests from home. Once you have all the requirements for applying for a DC standard teaching credential, you click on apply now, and then it will open this website for you. You would have to create an account on this website. That is the Educator Credentialing Information System. You would have to create an account here. If you need help creating an account here, kindly ask your Moreland University advisor. They'll assist you in creating an account on this website. So once you create an account on this website, you click on create new application. When you click on create new application, following the steps, it's very, very simple. You choose the subject area you want to apply for. The subject area you wish to be credentialed in, and you follow the prompts, and make sure you get all your documents that you need to upload on this website. And to refresh your memory, these are the documents you need, and these are the documents I used. So this is my Praxis test score. This is my general science Praxis test score. You can see the test score is here. Let me just click on it so that you see how it looks like. So this is my general science test score. You can see I have passed. The total is out of 200. I got 170 out of 200, and the minimum you need to pass for Washington DC, that is 141. And then you can see my PLT grades too. I passed. I got 175 out of 200, and the passing score is 157. So this is just one example of the documents you need. So my Praxis test score in general science, the subject area I wanted, my Moreland University transcript. I've gotten all these documents in PDF. Program completion form. You get this from Moreland University after you complete the program. This is my test score for, I think, the PLT. And then this is my FBI check. Let's look at how it looks like. So this is the results I got from the FBI. So again, make sure you get all your documents in PDF. And then the last document I uploaded, that is my foreign credential evaluated transcript. This is what I got from West. So after the ICAP application from West, this is the PDF they gave me. It is still loading, but this is what I got from West. So I've got these are the documents I used in applying for my US teacher license from the District of Columbia. So after you've applied for a teacher credential from the DC area, following the steps that I've given you, and you get approved, as you can see on the screen now, I got approved. You come to your credentials, and then you can download your credential. So this is how my credential looks like. It's still loading, so let's wait for it to load. So this is how my credential looks like. So basically, this is how you apply for a US teacher license from the District of Columbia. Again, this is a video. Sometimes the information you receive in a video can be too much or can be too overwhelming. So I advise you watch this video, take notes, and then get the document. And if you have any question, just drop it in the video description below, and hopefully I'll get enough time to answer your question. If you have not subscribed yet, I would appreciate you subscribe to this channel. And until my next video, you take care. Bye-bye.